You know when bad filmmakers have the right to make a movie based off one of your favorite childhood cartoons? Well, I feel like it looks like this.
In me power.
Yeah, it was this movie. Tom and Jerry is a recent film to come out in theaters and also on HBO Max, and takes place in New York City, where Tom and Jerry are both residing in a fancy hotel where there's a big upcoming wedding, and Chloë Grace Moretz's character is in charge of not also prepping up the wedding, but getting rid of the cat and mouse problem. Growing up as a kid, I loved watching the original Tom and Jerry cartoons. I remember going to my grandma's house all the time when I was little, and I used to pop in VHS or sometimes watch it on Saturday morning cartoons. And yes, once in a while, even to this day, I will turn on Boomerang and watch a couple episodes here and there because I never get tired of it. I mean, what's not to love about it? It's about a cat chasing a mouse. They don't talk, yet they've been entertaining us for over 60 years with running gags, slapstick comedy, and cartoon violence. But the idea that this is a full-length feature film, I had a little concerns about it. My only biggest concern about this film was that it was directed by Tim Story, the same person behind the first two Fantastic Four films and the Ride-Along films. So yeah, his filmography is not really the best. And this is a time where I hate being right about it, because this film in fact sucked. And coming from someone who's a fan of the classic cartoon duo, this film is an embarrassment. Let's just get this part out of the way. This movie shouldn't be even called Tom and Jerry. More like Chloë Grace Moretz with special guest Tom and Jerry, because the story and main characters doesn't even revolve around Tom and Jerry. Most of the screen time is given to the human characters who we really don't give a shit about, while at the same time our lovable cat and mouse are put to the side as supporting characters. They try to give Chloë Grace Moretz's character an arc in the film, and I get it. You have a cat and a mouse that don't talk, so you gotta make a story out of it with dialogue, but majority of the time it's just setting up this big celebrity wedding about a rich couple that we really kind of forget that this is supposed to be a Tom and Jerry movie in the first place. And at times when we do get to see Tom and Jerry, it's nothing new. All we just see is rehashed gags, recycled slapstick that we've already seen from the old series. In the old cartoons, I laughed my ass off. In this one, I didn't laugh one time. And for some odd reason, I felt like the comedy was so bad, I felt like I was having my intelligence insulted. But at least they don't talk. They look like Tom and Jerry. And they didn't have a full on-screen conversation like they did in their first theatrical film. I still get flashbacks about those. When I saw the trailers to this movie, I didn't really try to be too picky about the animation because this isn't the first time that we have two-dimensional cartoon characters in a 3D world, like we've had that before with Space Jam and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. But the issue with those films were that they were good. While this film, it really wasn't. So it doesn't really help out anything for this film. And my friend Josh did point out something about the animation that I didn't really think about at first, but I thought about it quite later and it really got to me. Was that the animation in this film really sticks out too much. Like, it is too clear, it is too high def, that it's actually very distracting in this film. So I have to give props to Josh because the more I watch this film, it doesn't make the animation look better. Sadly, it makes it look worse. If there's actually anything I can actually say something positive about this film, it's, well, like I said, Tom and Jerry, they look like Tom and Jerry, they act like each other, they chase each other around, and they kind of kept, they kind of kept it faithful to the source material, so there's that, but nope, nothing really else I can say about it. And I'm just glad I was able to see this film at home rather than being in theaters because it is not worth going out and watching it that way. So for the final score, I'm going to give Tom and Jerry, sadly, a 2 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Look forward to more movie reviews to come along in the future. And yes, I will be making more movie reviews. Trust me, there's going to be some surprises coming along the way. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe here to the channel for more content. And before I sign off, Tom, take it away.
Don't you believe it?
I love that part.